I have a story to tell, and sure, it's my story, but if you're a deer hunter, then you most likely have a story that's very similar. It's about the Great American Deer Camp. And if your story's anything like mine, then you remember every detail from every hunt that you've ever been on. And when it comes to deer camp, usually for me, my favorite memories come before and after the hunt. The friends, the family, the excitement, and the heartbreak. Every year I travel all over the world to hunt, but it's deer camp every year with my buddies that will always be my favorite hunt of the year. And in our deer camp, we come for the deer, but we stay for the food.
We got turkey and dressing, turkey gravy, green beans, mashed potatoes out of my garden.
No matter who you are, no matter what you want your life to be, you're gonna be a star.
Tomorrow's another day. Now for a beer.
Rolling like a VIP.
I'm a little scared. I'm a just smelly grown man. I don't even know where to start. I think we're in trouble. That might be the best birthday present ever. Baby wipes, Gold Bond. You can't figure out why. Just think about it for a little bit. The great state of Kentucky. I have met more people, experienced more adventures, and done more things in this state than possibly anywhere else in the world.
Get left.
Corvettes, bourbon, coal miners, sandwiches, raccoons, elk, turkey, ducks, and of course, white-tailed deer. There is just something about the bluegrass state that has my heart. Now, I don't live here, but for a few weeks every year, I do call this place home when I come here for deer camp. You know, I might be the luckiest guy on the planet, and I'm not afraid to admit it. I mean, I get to hunt for a living, which is fantastic. But long before I ever had a TV show, long before Nick's Wild Ride and all that stuff, I came once a year to Kentucky to bow hunt whitetails with my best buddy. No matter what happens, that is still going to be my first love and will always be where I come when this is all said and done. So here I am. It's bow season in Kentucky, baby. It's an ancient ritual that's been happening since the beginning of time. The annual gathering for the hunt. And while the gear might have changed, I'm pretty sure that that feeling of anticipation and the way that the rest of the world kind of melts away at hunting camp feels the same as it did 1,000 years ago. Every year we gather here at my buddy Craig Browning's place in Edmonson County, Kentucky. And with every year that passes, the nostalgia gets deeper and deeper. In the stand, in camp, and even at the corner store where people still bring their deer to show off, get it weighed, and put your picture up on the bragging board. You think that's one of your biggest deer, if not your biggest deer?
That is the biggest deer.
And it's also probably one of the biggest deer on this here bragging door, which makes me even happier. There are places like this in little towns all over the U.S. And for hunters like me, places like this are all part of the experience. You can buy groceries, hunting supplies, get lunch, and show off your buck. And that is what deer camp is all about. This is what I'm talking about. All American Bow Shop sells groceries and breakfast, and you have to come here and weigh your deer, because if you don't, nobody will believe that you killed one, because there's a lot of lies told around here, let me tell you. I've told a few myself. It's no secret that whitetail hunters want to hunt where they're going to have a high chance of seeing a big buck. The top 5 whitetail states are Wisconsin, Illinois, Iowa, Minnesota, and Ohio. And coming in just under the top 5 at number 6 is Kentucky. Kentucky is becoming famous for producing big bucks. But at our deer camp in Kentucky, in Edmonson County, when it comes to growing big bucks, we leave nothing to chance. It takes hours, days, weeks, and months to prepare this place to ensure that the deer have plenty to eat and plenty of places to feel safe. And this year we put in some new food plots and some new stands, so needless to say, when the season arrived, this redneck was excited to sit in this redneck in a brand new spot. It's September 8th. It's my very first day of hunting all year. I wait for this day all year, and even though it's hot and it's buggy, this is just early season in Kentucky, and I love it. And on top of that, this is my first time hunting this brand new spot, brand new food plot, brand new blind, brand new everything. We even have brand new deer. It's gonna be a good day. I can feel it. I love this. Velvet bucks. We all dream about them and we all want to shoot one. And here in Kentucky, it's one of the only places that the season opens up early enough that you actually have a chance at shooting a mature buck in velvet. I've had some good luck in the past, and I'm hoping to repeat that in this new spot today. There's a deer right there. Oh, it's a little buck. That's a good sign. It's only like 6 o'clock. It doesn't get dark till almost 8. Already out here in the food plot. If I was a betting man, I'd say that's a good thing. And I'm a betting man, so that's a good thing. I think this little guy was just as excited as I was about this food plot because he hung out in it for 2 hours waiting on his buddies to show up. And I'm sure he was just as disappointed as I was when none of his buddies showed up.
Everything came from, so it came across the creek to the left, or any of them come straight in?
Most of them came straight in
Straight in.
from the other side of the plot.
Okay,
A couple of, and then 2 or 3 of them came from the left. Nothing came from the right.
okay.
I didn't grow up in a hunting family, so when I was growing up, I dreamed of having buddies like this and a deer camp to go to like this so that I could experience for myself what I read about in magazines and heard about from my friends, telling stories and tales about the hunt and making memories in the great American deer camp. Hunting deer is an American tradition, and it's been passed down from generation to generation ever since the first humans stepped foot on this great land of ours. And a big part of that great American hunting tradition is centered around camaraderie and friendship. Everybody has their go-to hunting buddy, and mine is Craig. We've traveled to places near and far on all sorts of hunts. In camp, usually our buddy Rob joins us, but we're all busy and nowadays we don't get to hang out nearly as much as we'd like. But no matter what, it was Kentucky Deer Camp that brought us together, and it's Kentucky Deer Camp we come every year to reconnect. But for as much as this place feels like home to me, Edmonson County is literally home to Craig, and he's damn proud of it. When I talk about where I'm from to another Minnesotan, I talk about towns. But here we talk about counties, which is something completely different than me.
120 counties in Kentucky.
Right. So when you talk to another Kentuckian, they're going to tell you the county they're
Yeah.
from, not the town they're from.
Yeah,
most
there's just
likely.
something magical about that invisible line. Yeah, I'm proud of this area. I'm proud of Kentucky.
The hunting vibes here are strong.
It's unique in the sense that when I was a young boy growing up here, there really wasn't much of a presence of deer and wild turkey. I spent most of my time as a youngster growing up on the river with my dad.
Yeah.
He was a very significant fisherman. Really pulled me into the fishing side of the equation. And really, it wasn't until I got married and entered my adult life that hunting became my passion.
Right. I look at all these heads on the wall, right? And every one of these is a memory.
Every one of these mounts is a memory. The memories just rush in, they just flood
Sure.
to my brain, right?
Yeah.
And they're good memories. Some of them tough, some of them difficult, some of them, wow, I can't believe that just happened.
Sure.
Those moments in life occur.
And some of those moments that Craig is talking about are as epic as any deer hunter anywhere. But just like every hunter, Craig had to start somewhere, and he didn't always shoot these giant bucks. And if you know Craig like I do, then you know that as the years have gone by, while he still loves to grow and hunt mature deer, his passion for hunting has begun to become focused on others as well.
Now to be able to share my passion of hunting and the outdoors with friends and family, I mean, I wouldn't take it for granted for anything. A lot of people golf, hike, they ride horses, they do different things. And it's great that God made us all different so that we don't all do the same thing and we don't all look alike. Wouldn't that be
Right.
boring? This is my golf. It's my passion. You know, I work an office job and it can be stressful at times. So to be out here every weekend doing something, working on the farm,
Yeah.
it's very rewarding.
And that's the stuff that people can't understand.
Yeah, a lot of people don't understand that. They don't. And it's the great thing about this country. We can all, choose what makes us happy, right?
How far from here did you shoot your first deer?
500 yards that way.
What is it about this spot for you?
You know, Mammoth Cave National Park as a hunting location or property adjacent to Mammoth Cave National Park is really special. You don't see land for sale around here very much.
Right.
So a lot of people talk about this little county and how poor it is and there's not a lot to do here. But you start skirting the edge of Mammoth Cave National Park trying to find land, it's almost impossible.
Mammoth Cave National Park has 52,830 acres of land, and most of it sits in Edmonson County. It has more than 420 miles of the longest cave system in the world and has over 2 million visitors per year. Now here's the cool part. Some of Craig's property borders the national park, and in that park there is no hunting, which makes Craig's property the perfect area for managing a deer herd.
When you've got a national park in an area like this that's no hunt zone,
Right.
deer have a chance to mature.
I've known you for years, and you talk about roots, and you talk about faith and family. Those words are directly intertwined with hunting for you. Tell me about that first hunt with Summer up here, your daughter.
She was 9 years old. We built a mini cabin stand to
Yeah.
make it comfortable. If you're going to take a daughter hunting, make sure you got a comfortable setup.
Yeah, right.
But yeah, it was a little 3-point.
You guys did it every year, but at some point I'm sure there was a moment where you figured, maybe this is it. Maybe she's not going to hunt with me anymore.
I tried to ignore even the possibility that she might not want to continue hunting.
Right.
But when she turned 15, the week before rifle season came in, I said, Summer, we need to get out and shoot your gun tomorrow because season comes in next week.
Like you do every year.
And I'll never forget, she looked at me and was like, Dad, I don't know if I'm going to hunt this year or not.
Ugh.
Anyway, I sort of went into the other room, and a couple hours later, she came in and she knew it tugged a little bit at me, and
Sure.
she's like, Dad, you know, I think I'll go next weekend. One time,
Yeah.
and we get in the stand, and the afternoon goes on, and a buck comes out, pretty nice buck. He comes across the plot. I gave a loud bleat, stopped him. She shoots, just nails him. Immediately I hear her say, yes, yes, yes. And I'm like, that's it. She'll be back.
Not only did Summer come back to hunt with her dad, the following season, she hasn't missed a season since she was 9 years old, and she's killed more big deer than most hunters ever will. But with that said, she's the girliest of girls. She loves the color pink and was a cheerleader in high school. Today, she's a school teacher. She's married to Cody, who's also now making memories here in Edmonson County. And they have a baby on the way. And I look at Summer like a niece, so I guess by default, that makes me Uncle Nick, right? The Great American Deer Camp. For those lucky enough to experience it, it creates a lifetime of memories and brings the most unlikely of people together.
How does that happen? A
I
banker
know,
from
it's-
Kentucky and a fiddle player from Minnesota.
Whatever I am, exactly, yeah.
Right.
Every summer, my buddies and I assemble in Kentucky for deer camp. And while I was excited about a brand new spot this year, 5 days of hunting produced nothing. And there's a lot more to this story, but what do you say we just skip over all the crap and just go straight to December? Well, Dorothy used to say there's no place like home. And I think that's true. This place right here feels like home to me. I live in Tennessee, but here in Kentucky, this is my deer hunting home. I'm back. It's middle of December, and it's time to finally shoot one at home. So, here goes nothing. Day one in Kentucky. Now that I'm all set up in the redneck blind that we set up this summer, I've got time to think. Too much time. That's not good for me because I'm a really superstitious guy. So then I start thinking, like, what do I need to do different? What do I need to do to be lucky? Well, the only thing I can think of is that I need a good luck charm. So I'm officially dubbing this hat with the poofy thing on the top that my guys from Federal gave me as a good luck charm. Maybe it'll bring me good luck, maybe it won't, but it makes me feel better. Well, that was a complete bust. Deer 1, Nick 0. Apparently my hat is not as good a look as I thought it would be. While my hunt tonight might have been a bust, back at camp, Craig's mama showed up and made us all feel like we'd won the lottery. This isn't your average everyday deer camp.
Chocolate pie.
The whole
And-
9 yards.
and a cherry cheesecake.
Candied yams, baby.
That'd be my favorite right there.
We may not have killed a deer today, but we're gonna get fat.
Hey, it's just day one. Welcome.
I have tried so many times to explain the feeling of deer camp to people that don't hunt, but it's a tough thing to describe. It's a complicated mix between family, food, friends, and faith.
Bless this food now to the nourishment of our body and hands prepared it. Amen.
As Craig prayed over our food, I was thankful, but I have a little confession to make. I may or may not have sent the good Lord a little prayer of my own, asking for him to send a big buck my way tomorrow. A lot of people say that the Lord works in mysterious ways. Well, the next day, Craig wanted to come hunt with me, and I'm not sure if that's the Lord testing me or sending me a stroke of good luck. Look at this vest. I gave him all this new gear, and he still's hunting in Granddad's old vest.
It's my lucky vest, and I understand you need some, so
I
I'll
do
work
need
today.
He's right about that. Hope it's better than it was in September. Welcome to the condo. Not everybody has a deer hunting blind like this. This is the spot that Craig built for his daughter when she started hunting. It has a toilet, a bed, and a stove for food and hot coffee. But the best part of this spot is the view. It is surrounded by a smorgasbord of food for deer. And this is my buddy Craig's special spot. I have had the worst of luck all year. To be honest, in my spots, I've hardly seen a single deer. So when Craig offered to join me on my hunt in his sacred spot, after the year I've had, you can bet your ass I jumped at that opportunity. Now I know that it's tradition in deer camp to exaggerate a few stories, but let me tell you that this one is 100% true. I'm not sure if it was the prayer I sent up yesterday, if it's Craig's lucky vest, or if it's just a product of good deer management, but we hadn't been in the stand less than 10 minutes. I had hardly even loaded my muzzleloader when we looked out the window and saw a buck that we knew well, with a doe that had snuck into the food plot like ninjas. After all this time, my moment had finally come.
He's following that doe.
And just like that, another memory is made in deer camp that will never be forgotten. Another picture, another story, and another tall tale to add to the multitude that we already had. None of us will live forever, but moments like this will stay with me till I'm gone.
That's crazy. I can't believe that just happened. Unbelievable.
It's that poster up thing, man.
Yeah.
I mean, like, he was following that doe in here. We've been seeing brand new scrapes. I don't even know what to say.
I just shot a deer.
I just shot a deer. I just shot a deer.
He just shot a deer.
With my best buddy.
Oh, man.
I think he's down just right inside the woods there.
The great state of Kentucky has given me some of the best experiences and memories of my entire life. And this particular spot in Kentucky has offered up some of the most special of all of them. And so I have to ask myself, what is it about this spot in Edmonson County, Kentucky, that makes it that way? One thing is the white-tailed deer.
Dude, you're speechless.
There is something majestic and magical, something elusive, and something so beautiful about a whitetail that it's been bringing hunters together for as long as there have been hunters. The other thing is people. The friends that I have made in this place have helped define some of my favorite memories ever. And it's with those folks that I've laughed, I've cried, I've prayed, I've broken bread, and I've celebrated. And it's the sum of all those things that make deer camp so special and leaves me praying for the chance to be able to do this year after year, every year, right here with these people for as long as I'm on this earth. There's something about a mature whitetail no matter how much I hunt, no matter how much I do this, no matter how many different species I go hunt, there's nothing like a mature whitetail to make your heart just go.
Tough to get away from your roots.
I love it. Thank you, buddy.